It turns out LIBF are completely obsessed with something called the support for mortgage interest loan, and let me tell you why. The biggest thing that students are feeding back to me at the moment is how many questions they're getting in their CeMAP 2 and 3 exam to do with the support for mortgage interest loan. So here's what you need to know. Point number one is that this is a type of government loan. It's not a benefit. It used to be a benefit in a sense of the government used to pay the interest on your mortgage if you qualified, but they actually stopped it as a benefit back in 2016, and now it's a loan that has to be repaid, and this is how it works. If you qualify for certain types of benefits, like pension credit, universal credit, income-based job seekers allowance, and income-based employment and support allowance, you may be eligible for the support for mortgage interest loan, which will pay the interest on your mortgage directly to the lender every month while you qualify for it. The rules are you have to be receiving that type of benefit for at least 3 months before you can make the claim. And to be eligible for things like universal credit, you can't have more than £16,000 in savings. The interest is calculated based on Bank of England interest rates at the time, so it might not pay exactly what you owe in interest on your mortgage, it will just pay a flat rate. The loan is actually a debt that is attached to your property as a second charge mortgage, and it does have to be repaid. Now you can choose to repay it at any point, but most people tend to pay it back either when they sell the property and they use the equity, or if the property transfers ownership. You can take out SMI on any mortgage debts as long as it is your own residential property on mortgages up to £200,000. If your mortgage goes above that amount, you can still claim for it, but you would only get the interest paid on the £200,000. If you're receiving universal credit, that drops to £100,000. The biggest benefit of the support for mortgage interest loan is it will stop a repossession of your property. So if you are in genuine financial need, you can claim this benefit. Your house cannot be repossessed if you are taking it. The disadvantage is you do have to pay it back, and it is attached to your property as a second charge mortgage. The last things to remember about the support for mortgage interest loan is one thing called the 4-week rule, which means if you start work and you are no longer eligible for that benefit, you will stop receiving it within 4 weeks. The reason that it's not immediate is because you have to declare your income every 4 weeks, and they need that trigger to stop taking the payments. The last thing that you need to know about it is something called the 52-week linking rule. And all that means is that if you are currently claiming this benefit or this particular loan and you don't need to claim it anymore, maybe that's because you've got temporary work or you've been working abroad or you've just had a spike in your income, but within 52 weeks of that date, you need to claim it again, perhaps because your income has dropped. You don't have to go back on the waiting list. You don't have to reapply. They will just switch your application back on. LIBF, if you're listening, tell us why you like it so much.